We are live. Yo, what is going on, everyone? This is another evening of Game Night. Worlds Within presents Game Night. Got some awesome stuff to talk about tonight. I think that we have a number of things that are really worth discussing. Just like stuff that's been happening in World 3, a number of games that are being released. You know, we got NFT XLV coming up here soon. It's just like just like a lot of positive stuff has been happening. A lot of positive stuff has been happening in the Worlds community as of late as well. So I'm pretty excited about what we have coming up here soon. Part of my excitement is because I just think that, you know, we're starting to really see real progress when it comes to like the entire Web3 gaming space. Hold on one second. I apologize for that. Definitely getting my Discord links out early tonight. Last time I was having some trouble with Discord, but today, you know, everything's going well. And there's a number of things that I want to discuss and talk about. I think that we've had I've had the opportunity to have a really good break and kind of touch base with what's been happening in Web3 gaming. And I am going to slowly start transitioning to start calling it crypto gaming. You know, for in the past, you know, we were running away from the stigma of crypto, and these days I don't feel like it's that important anymore. You know, some people know what crypto is. Some traditional style gamers don't like crypto, but other people are fine with it. And I think that that's something that should be embraced, right? I think that's something that we can't run away from. And kind of to kick it off tonight, there's something I want to do, right? I want to do something different. You know, I'm not the world's biggest football fan or anything like that, but I think that every now and then people can say things that kind of resonate. You know, like so. I say that to say this, right? I have not been really following college football. I don't even follow like the NFL and stuff. But I happen to be a massive fan of, you know, Deion Sanders' coaching style, man. I feel like he says some stuff that's relevant and it's like great motivational stuff. So to kick off, you know, tonight, I'm gonna throw in his pregame speech because I thought it was fire, right? But then we're gonna hop into a conversation about Web3 stuff. But I'm doing this because it's just like sometimes people can say stuff that just resonates. And all this week on my TikTok and Instagram feed, this has been the person dominating, right? And people expected them to lose like their last two games. Apparently the team was bad and stuff like that. And me, like I said, I don't particularly follow sports or anything like that. But sometimes people say stuff that's worth listening to, and people, I definitely got to send JL the link. So give me 1 second. People got to say things that are relevant. You know what I mean? And because of that, I definitely want to play this. And what's up, Corey? So I definitely want to play this just because I just feel like, you know, shout out to them, right? Making the most out of a situation in which people doubted them. I feel like, you know, everyone has doubters out there, and this isn't a conversation about haters or anything like that, but it's just like really maintaining that positivity and believing that you can achieve something goes a long way. And when I think about it like that, sometimes, you know, this is just something to get us started before we hop into tonight's conversation. And hopefully you guys enjoyed as much as I think I enjoyed it the first time I listened to it as well. And so hopefully I picked the right one as well.
We don't know nothing about that. Knock your shit.
And of course, like with any
Usually God
sports
give me a
team, we're
word
gonna have
long
like
before this,
try to get hype before the
but
game.
he's been holding it. Because it's not about them. This is about us. This has nothing to do with the team that's opposing us. This is about us. This ain't got nothing to do with the naysayers, the unbelievers, the haters, the doubters. This is about us. When we started this journey, we told you it was gonna be trying, it was gonna be tough, but you endured because it's about us. That man next to you is a miracle. That man next to you is a believer. That man next to you is a go-getter. That man next to you is a dog. That man next to you is somebody who wants this thing. That man next to you is somebody who believes. That man next to you is somebody that got to have it today. We ain't got tomorrow. We got now. We ain't got next. We got now. We ain't coming no more. Since y'all know we here, give me my theme music.
So I wanted to, play that for a moment and just say that coaches fulfill an important role in society, right? That ability to motivate a team of players to achieve something that other people may think or could possibly other people might say is impossible, just like I said, I'm not a real sports fan like that, but there's something about that characteristic of really just being able to get in the moment and you know just spread positivity to the people around you in a way that have them focused to achieve a specific task, right? And that's why I wanted to share it with you all. Everyone might have different opinions on Deion Sanders and stuff like that. I know there's a ton of doubt going around, early into like these Colorado matches and what he was going to do, bring on a team from, I believe, Jackson State. I could be completely wrong on this. Remember, I'm not like I really don't follow sports like that, but I just feel like sometimes the stuff that he says really resonates with me and gets me in the mode to really be inspired and makes me feel confident that I'm on the right path and I'm doing the right thing, right? It's just like putting in that consistency in whatever it is you do, whether it's whether you're in Web3, whether you're in the service industry, whether you're in IT, just like whatever it is that you do, practicing as if it's game day, not practicing to practice, practicing to really put in the time and energy to achieve your goals and your task. And in this Web3 journey, in this crypto journey, there are a lot of roadblocks. There's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of you know this journey in particular is tough because you have to be confident in yourself that you're going to take the time to research and take the time to learn about these different technologies and projects and be a informed consumer out there, right? Or a informed investor, whatever your approach to Web3 is. And I just feel like sometimes, it's good to have that motivation when we're going through the bear market, man. Like this is something that's extremely positive. Also, we got awesome as JL here, my co-host. And I just want to say, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's good with you, man? I'm gonna say this is perfect timing, bro. Like with this right here. Number one, Deion Sanders is one of my favorite football players of all time. And one time he's playing baseball and football, and he was in the playoffs for both. You know what I mean? But he was definitely one of my favorites growing up. Yeah, his whole lifestyle and mentality is definitely like top notch. But yeah, man, this message is real, man. It's definitely real. And man, me and you've been talking about it behind the scenes, man. Talking about going through it, bro. Like it be getting rough, bro. It definitely be getting rough, bro. So this message is definitely hitting home. Yeah, man, you definitely need some kind of like pep talk, some kind of uplift, like, bro, because this is one thing, and it's actually something I seen the other day too as well. I remember somebody saying on TikTok, they were like, the moment you think about quitting, right? Whatever you're doing, right? And she was specifically talking about artists, right? Any kind of artist. And she was saying, but it applies to everybody. The moment you start thinking about quitting, no matter what it is, then go back and think about everything you did to get to where you are right now, right? And if that doesn't re-inspire you, then you're meant to quit. But she basically saying, like, when you go through all of that and then you get to your present moment, you be like, dang, I went through all of that and I'm still here. Like, it's supposed to get you pumped and hype. But if you don't feel pumped and hype, then it's like, well, it's just really over. You know what I mean? From
Bro,
there.
that's a bar. Definitely a bar. You know, think about your journey before you think about quitting. Think about that. The work that you put in, that's fire. I definitely like that. I'm going to use that. I'm definitely going to use that in the future. Yo, so I got some stuff I want to talk to y'all about this week, man. I know, sometimes we take World's Wednesdays, our space that's every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, to talk about a lot of Web3 topics that's happening out there. But man, today, you know, last time we talked, we were mentioning something big that was happening. We had a full discussion on Sugartown, right? We were talking about Zanga joining the Web3 party, joining the Web3 game as a major developer. Now, check this out. I didn't realize how fast Zanga was moving. Sugartown mints tomorrow. Zanga is here as of right now, and first access is supposed to begin tomorrow, and it's going to be on Ethereum, right? And now this isn't a something that we're here to promote, but we have to discuss Zanga's influence on the game industry. When you talk about titans in the game industry, Zanga is a titan. 7-Eleven partnerships, right? That's outside of even the games, Farmville, Mob Wars, and a plethora of other things that they've built, right? But the number of I wouldn't even call that web 2, I would call it retail partnerships that they were able to have with Mountain Dew and 7-Eleven, where if you showed up to 7-Eleven, you purchased a Slurpee, you could get Farmville coins and points and stuff like that. Zanga could completely transform how we interact with Web3 games, right? This is going to be major. Now, like I said, this is not promo for Sugartown that is minting tomorrow, right? No one's paying us to talk about this,
What
but
is
this
minting?
is
It's minting tomorrow?
minting tomorrow. But
Wow.
this is major, guys. And that's the thing. It's like we participate in Web3, and I'm a massive fan of Web3. We build Web3 games, but sometimes when you have someone like Zanga, Ubisoft, if you were to have if Bungie showed up tomorrow and said, "Hey, we're making a game that's Web3," I would be someone that would be informing you, like, "Hey, Bungie's showing up tomorrow," right? Zanga will be here tomorrow with Sugartown. Now, do I know the ins and out of this? I don't. Am I saying that you guys should participate in this? I can't give you that type of information. This is not financial advice, but this is something to pay attention to. Even if you don't participate, this is one of those games that you're going to want to follow in the future to see how progress is going, right? Before Zanga entered the picture, I viewed Yuga Labs and I viewed Gala Games as the Titans, right? Those two were the Titans to me. But now Zanga and Ubisoft are here, and they're here, and the aesthetics are fire, right? The aesthetics are fire. This is Sugartown. Phase 1 begins tomorrow. It's an all-day mint, right? Public mint starts at 3 p.m. Central. Like I said, this is not financial advice, right? I just think that the artwork itself is on par with some of the best, right? The animations look crisp. I'm interested to see what they do with this story. I'm interested to see how the gameplay is. Knowing Zanga's knowledge, what type of gameplay do they make with a Web3 collection? And they're calling it a platform, right? So I'm really interested to see what they do and what they're going to be capable of doing. the aesthetics of this look great, honestly. And then I can't even, although my computer's having little issues here right now. I really want y'all to see this. This at the bottom, this right here, that Zanga logo is hidden different. The Zanga logo hits different, man, because we know that this is a respected game studio that has built multiple games with millions of players on different platforms. They engineered the whole Facebook games wave that hit in the early 2000s. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they come up with. Sugartown should be here tomorrow, guys. The mint is happening. Like I said, I'm excited to see what they bring to the table as a game studio that is known to deliver major projects. JL, what are your thoughts?
Bro, this looks amazing. Like the fact that everything is, man, this is pretty mind blowing. Like they're really doing what they said they wanted to do. Like bear market it all in all, right? They don't care what type of market it is. And that's really kind of like a telltale sign for what's really going on. Because somebody like them coming into the space, man, that's just as good as retail coming into the space, man. You know what I mean? And so when you have someone massive like this coming into the space and they're not caring what the market's like, they just want to be a part of it. This is a great sign, man. And these graphics we looking at right now, these trailers in the background, it looks like they really put some heart into it too. It's not just some kind of like rinky dink mobile cell phone game from the looks of it. So yeah, man, this is pretty impressive. And I think this is going to pave the way for a lot more companies of their stature coming into the space.
Absolutely. I do want to go ahead and press play to see the trailer real quick.
Get it jumping, always up to something. All up in your city like it's mine the way I run this. Getting where I wanna be, the pedal to the flow. Say I've been the dope, man, it's something that I know. Play the game smart like I'm on the honor roll, bro. Sugar time, but there ain't nothing sweet by the dough. Find a boss to you boys, better study the controls. Check the rush, it's my time, ain't no stopping it. On the road, man, you know I make it go.
That was hard.
Yep. That was hard, and that music was hard too.
That was hard.
That music was hard.
Yo, at first I was like, "Is this? Did they just?" I didn't think the track was custom. The fact that the track was custom, that was fire. Okay.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I thought you probably blended some of your music in there. Like I was like, yo, is this the right music? Yo, hey, shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Appreciate y'all. He says 100. Yo, shout out to Dr. C. He put up the fire emoji, so he rocking with it, man. Yeah, they off to a good start. In my point, man, in my point of view, like that was fire,
wasn't it? God, I didn't think it was gonna hit like that. I'm gonna have to run that back later on tonight. I don't know. That was crazy.
What is this minting on?
This is minting on Ethereum tomorrow. I don't know, man. This is looking like one of them ones to me. Wow, this is looking like one of those ones. I wasn't gonna like normally, y'all know I wouldn't go through the mint info and stuff like that. But jeez, this I don't know. That trailer was crazy. That trailer was something. It looked like something that people make post mint. You know what I mean? People make that post mint. They don't make it before the mint. That was fire. Sugartown, Zanga, they're not playing games, man. They're showing up to really take over. And honestly, I hate to be like this, but for a company at that level, that's what I want to see. That's the stuff I expect to see. Hats off to them. A1 animation, the song being custom and talking about the project in the song, top notch. I think Sugartown is something to look into. Like I said, this is not financial advice, guys, but this is something to watch. I'm interested in seeing what they do with the platform, you know? Next up, there's something else I want to talk about that, we discussed a long time ago, but we haven't really talked about updates from it. And during that time period, this was maybe 2 or 3 months ago, we had a brief conversation of Amazon getting in the game, right? And there was discussion of a project that was going to be on one of Amazon's platforms, or a project that would be partnering with Amazon along those lines, right? So now that project is now creating a marketplace, right? And that marketplace is called Planet Mojo. Now, is this going to be on the same level of what we just saw from Zanga? That I don't know. I will say the artwork itself looks pretty good, right? And I'm kind of interested to see what they build with the characters that are going to be in this game and whatnot. But this feels like a more traditional style, PvP style game, and a PvP style collection that's out there. But like I said, I'm interested in seeing what they actually do with the game, and hopefully we can see some gameplay real quick. Before I show you the actual link, let me go ahead and look and see if I can find a trailer for it as well. That way, you guys can see a full overview of this project that has collabed with Amazon. This is Planet Mojo, right? And they have a collaboration with Amazon for their marketplace in particular. It's a PvP game, meaning that players versus players. And of course, it's a Amazon Prime game, right? This means that if you have Amazon Prime Gaming, you'll be able to play this game. It looks like almost like a League of Legends style game, where you're going to be battling different people and their character sets and whatnot. And, artwork, it looks pretty good. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because, we often talk about projects as they get into that initial phase, when we hear about the initial conversation of this project's going to be working with this platform. This project might be working or partner with these people, but we never really follow that back up and to take a look of, okay, well, what have they done now that they've partnered with them? What is the next step for this project? And so Planet Mojo, right? They're on Amazon Prime Gaming, and their marketplace in particular has just went live earlier, I'd say like a week and a half ago. And honestly, to see that Amazon is embracing Web3 games like this is a definite win, right? I think it's going to be interesting when we start to see games that are, on different blockchains potentially being on Prime Gaming. So this really just opens the door for Web3 games like our own, and some that we might make in the future. So I think this is pretty amazing, but I do want to show you guys the marketplace because that is the brand new news. And so the marketplace does have their different collections, right? And so they have multiple collections, and they're partnered with Amazon. And so that means that, Amazon is embracing Web3 technology in a way that we kind of weren't expecting them to do. And that's the point of today's episode, right? I want to give you guys some motivation. I know we're deep in the bear market, but during this time period right now, major players are still showing up in a major way for Web3/crypto gaming. And it just is what it is, right? We are on the right pathway because the major players that are in this industry are still here with us, fighting day in and day out. So, JL, I do want to get your thoughts on, Planet Mojo partnering with Amazon Gaming. But while you do that, I do want to show what these collections look like. So, JL, what's your thought on the Planet Mojo and Amazon Gaming? You there?
Yeah. I'm here. I think it's dope. I think it's dope that Amazon gaming, Amazon's gaming department like partner with them. This just opens the floodgates for Web3 in general, man. in partnership with Amazon. I have heard a few other rumors about collaborations with Amazon, with NFT projects in general. So it's been something that's I've been hearing for some time, even the marketplace. So this is amazing that this looks like their custom marketplace, but is this on Amazon? This whole window you're browsing? Or is
So
it
this is their custom marketplace, but the game itself is a part of Amazon Prime Gaming, which is their platform for gaming. Meaning that Amazon has a platform where there's a number of games you could potentially play. And unlike Steam, you can have crypto based games on that platform without the risk of, because you might have NFTs and collectibles a part of your game, that they might deplatform you. So that means that this game is fully embraced by Amazon, not in the sense of, Amazon's giving their stamp of approval or anything like that, but it is on their gaming platform of games they allow on the platform, and it is a true Web3/crypto game. Major win.
Yeah, that's a big win. That is a great look. Yeah, long as it's up there, man. But I think as far as the game looks like it's pretty cool. Is it like a turn-based strategy, like a RTS type joint, or what?
So the game looks similar to Dota to me.
Okay. Yeah, it does. I see it right there.
Yeah, turn based, of course, and it's PvP, so you're playing against other people. This isn't my particular style of game. That's not something that I'm just gonna let you guys know. It's not something that I would particularly play, but I understand that this style of game is perfect for Web3 gaming. This style of game is the main style of game that you would want to see when it comes to crypto games. So, and apparently you can play it in the browser. So I might give a small demo of it. And, if this style of gameplay suits you or someone, this is something to check out. Like I said, it's about embracing people that are building in the space and really trying to make interesting games. Now, my computer is fantastic, right? It's a pretty good computer. I built it, so I'm kind of proud of it. But my internet is not the best. So y'all might have to bear with me as this tries to load. And if I can get 2 to 3 minutes of gameplay, I definitely will.
Oh, hold on. This the actual game?
This is the actual game. It is
wow.
browser-based as well.
Oh, fire. That's fire. Oh, I see they in the future with it, with the browser base. That's a great look.
All right, so okay. It feels like chess already. If I get wrecked, guys, this isn't because I'm bad at games. It's because I'm bad at this style of game in particular. I feel like I'm about to get worked. Oh no. I'm really getting worked out here. And he's able to just run around and do this to me? To be honest with you, this feels like an auto battler. It does feel like Dota and League of Legends. So if that's your style of game, this is definitely something that you might be interested in. Planet Mojo on Amazon Prime Gaming, definitely something to check out. You can play it in the browser. To me, y'all know I'm a fan of browser-based games. Y'all know, to me, this is the future of gaming. As people get better internet connections and parallel internet starts to be offered everywhere, I think you'll see more games that are constantly online and available to play. Now, I guess this is like entirely based on like the team you select and their positioning, and that determines like how they move around in the game. I'm popping off right now because this is the first 2 levels. But yeah, graphics look great. Gameplay probably becomes extremely complex. But yeah, that's just a small sample. But I highly recommend you guys check it out. Mojo Melee. You know,
Um, I think that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. The gameplay was very quick. It's very like sleek mechanics. Like you said, I could tell it gets super complicated. You start having like 100 people on the screen. That's when it's like I don't know what to do then. But yeah, it was pretty smooth gameplay. It looks like the gameplay loop was pretty cool too as well. Um, I would like to it, see if it has like an open world mode or is it just straight PvP like how it was, like kind of like an adventure mode or something like that.
so as of right now, it does feel like this version of it is PvP only. But I imagine that they'd eventually open it up and allow it to be open world and whatnot. That just seems like, you know, and they're on season 2, so who's to say, you know? New arena, spectate mode, tournaments, you know. This looks like one of those ones to me. I feel like this could be, if you're into that style of gameplay, this is something that you can play, that you're going to be able to have actual collectibles in game and have a fun experience. But like I said, for me, personally, I like to like really do the damage. Y'all know I'm a first person shooter type of guy. You know, I'm into Rocket League and that type of stuff. So that's just how I am. But I feel like the games that we're looking at today are games that are not only interesting but are worth checking out if you're into crypto games. That's something you guys need to be on the lookout for. So one of the last things I do want to talk about, and I have a couple more things to talk about. So I can't say this is the last thing. I do want to talk about Gala Games, right? Gala Games is a titan in Web3 gaming, but recently, they've been having a number of issues. And I say that to say this, right? It is not easy making crypto games. It's just not. Like crypto itself is not easy. And trying to build a application that connects with crypto is that much more difficult. And finding an audience for it can be very difficult. But I do feel like for a long time, Gala Games was on the forefront of crypto games, right? They had a number of games that are to be available to be played, some live, some, in the production stages. Some are still in the demo stages. Like Spider Tanks is currently live, and there's a number of people playing it. But you still have Townstar and Eternal Paradox in beta. Now, back when I first heard about Gala Games, the game everyone was talking about was Superior, which still really hasn't launched yet. But now they have a collection of games, and you can have a Gala Games node, right, where it runs the service for other players, right? Which is similar to staking and, having a stake pool in a way. But the thing with Gala Games is this. While they are producing a great number of games right now, there has been a lot of friction with the studios that they hire to make games. And some of these games have essentially games that they've had sold collections for. Studios have folded and basically decided not to actually build some of those games. With that happening, right, there has been a massive dump of the Gala Games tokens that are out there. And there has recently been lawsuits between the creators, the actual founders of Gala Games, against each other. So the actual team itself has started on practically suing each other, and now they're trying to fork, right, split their token at a previous point to make it seem as if the massive dump that's been happening did not matter. Now, the thing about Gala Games is this, right? Gala Games, it has been created by one of the co-founders of Zynga. So they're here, in the same way that Zynga is a powerhouse, Gala Games is a powerhouse. But the issue is that, they're having internal issues currently, but I do think that the fact that they delivered so many playable games right now, it's about, can they find the audience to play those games? Can they hold on until we get out of this bear market and really see what happens during the next wave of crypto games emergence? If they can do that, then I think that we're going to see Gala Games and the games that they create rise in popularity because they have great games. Say what you want about Spider Tanks, right? It might not be your style of game, right? Cool. But you can't deny, graphically, Spider Tanks is up there. You might not be into like battling tanks and that and whatnot, but at the same time, they still have games like Superior, which feels like a oh man, it feels like there was a game in the PS3 era where you had like these powers and you could like attack different enemies and whatnot. And the guy had like a lightning power. I know this seems like a random tangent, but I have to think of the name of this game before I show you guys Superior. But I will show you guys Superior because I thought, to me, this is the game that put me on to Gala Games. This, like, look at this. Cell shaded. Looks like, Attack on Titan with guns. If you get, it's a third person shooter roguelike, but if you can play co-op with your friends against these enemies, this seems like fun. And honestly, I just feel like this is the type of stuff that we're looking from Web3 games. But these are the major players, right? These are the major players. That doesn't mean that there isn't growth and possibility for indie game developers and indie game studios that are building. A lot of us here in this community are massive fans of Cardano. What I say to people that are fans of Cardano is this: guys, these people that we're looking at have had a 10 to 15 year head start on us. They've had time to really build relationships, resources, connections, being well known in the industry. Gala Games has been around essentially since 2017, guys, right? We're talking about people that have been around 6-7 years. The projects that we're trying to compare to these titans are really just babies, 1 to 2 years old, right? Let's see what our space looks like in the next 4, 5, 6 years, and I can almost guarantee you're going to see us delivering games on this level, us delivering partnerships on similar levels. I wouldn't be surprised to see some major game built on Cardano in the next 5 to 6 years that looks like this. And yes, don't get me wrong, the Clayverse is close. The Clayverse looks good. You look at the trailers, custom assets, custom artwork. It looks good. Their aesthetic really hits when you look at the stuff that they've been building. When you look at Cornucopias, graphically, they're on par with a lot of these games. Stylistically, though, that's what we're waiting for. And I feel like Clay's stylistic look fits this style currently. But we have to give them some time, man. We have to make it so that in the next 2 to 3 years, we're able to see our small projects build and become greater. And when we do that, we'll have our own versions of Gala Games. Excuse me. So JL, I am going to ask you quickly, what are your thoughts on the long-term outlook of Gala Games, even though they're going through, people dumping their price in the middle of the bear market, some of the founders suing each other, and some of the game studios who decided to essentially fold during this time period? Do you still feel like they could potentially be the hub for gaming on ETH?
Yes, of course. I feel like in a certain sense, they are the game hub on ETH right now. I think the ups and downs come with it, but the vision is there. Like they're already executing the vision. It's already there. Like the proof is kind of in the pudding already, right? We just right now, like we're literally just in a bear market, man. Like in the bear market, bro, all of this type of stuff goes on. But when you just let's just take the bear market out of it. And let's just look at what they've been able to accomplish the whole time. I guess it goes back to the same message I gave about, if you ever think about quitting, look at everything that you did up to this point, right? So let's apply that to Gala Games, right? Everything they did up to this point, all the way up to now, right? I would say they're on the correct path, right? Even though you got all these type of things going on. I mean, some would say that's what comes with success too, as well. You know what I mean? Like lawsuits and things of that nature. Like that's when, you're becoming successful, when you're dealing with those type of things. So, yeah, I really see them. I already see them, being the gaming hub on ETH already. Now it's just really a matter of them to continue to keep going. If they quit, of course they won't, you know what I mean? But if they keep going, I really don't see no competition with them on ETH. You know what I mean? Like no one's pumping out games at the quality level that they're doing it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I think you make a great point. When we look at what they're delivering game wise and just aesthetically, it is top notch from the card games to the Spider Tanks to Superior. These are great looking games. The collections are on par with the best of them. I think you're absolutely right. Long term, right? Gala Games is just one of those platforms. If the core team can hold it together essentially and continue to build and not lose sight of the actual goal, then they can absolutely be here for the long term. So yeah, Gala Games is something I wanted to discuss, and I feel like we're hitting the major projects and the major news that's going on in Web3 gaming. And at the same time, there is one last topic that I have, and this one is going to be Animoca brand. And hold on, if you can give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Man, I hate to just like leave you like that, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the second half of that Coach Prime real quick, and then I'll be right back. All right.
Okay, cool.
Use them, God, use them.
Everybody up. Let's come on the backside. Let's go out there. Let's get loose. Let's not come out flat. That was the appetizer. Now anybody get the meal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was the appetizer. And the only way they end this darn game is we let them. Yes, 2 turnovers. We're not going to beat ourselves. We're not going to beat ourselves. We're going to beat them. They just saw the appetizer. You was a little apprehensive. You really didn't know what we had. You really didn't believe. But now you should. You should understand what we got. Everything we need is right in this locker room and right next to you. Yes, and it's on you to make up your mind how you want this story written. It's a pen in every darn locker. How are you going to write this story? Let's go out there and be dominant, fellas. I believe your offense going to get the ball, and they're going to go down and score. Defense going to go back, 3 and out. We're going to get a good punt return, and we're going to contend to beat the brakes off these young men. But we're going to do it with class and dignity. No more stupid penalties. We got that?
Yes, sir.
Touch the person next to you and look at him and say, I believe.
I believe.
Let's go work.
I believe. I believe.
Like that.
Legendary.
Very
Legendary, dude.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Very.
I honestly, I have, like I said, I'm not following sports like that. Did you know that game was the most watched sporting event in the past like week or so?
No, I
That
didn't. I had
that
no
game in
idea.
particular, the closest college football game, it had 9 million people tuned in for that game. Not that's so many people. Not I should have tuned into it. I've been watching highlights and post conference interviews and whatnot. And what it boils down to is this: is like sometimes, every now and then, there are people who arrive that have it figured out and they understand what it is to communicate in a way that resonates with their team, and they can do it in a way that other people can view and understand why it resonates. He's not asking for anything that any other coach hasn't asked of his players, but is the way in which he asks them for it, right? It's how he does it, how he says it. And, I saw, like I said, I'm going on a Coach Prime rant today, right? Or spiel, but it's just like I saw him. So I saw a clip where one of the players on the team they're practicing and whatnot, and he pulls up on his golf cart, as coaches do in the middle of the summer while it's hot outside. He pulls up on his golf cart and he says, "Do you guys know why?" So a different coach was yelling at these players, and he pulls up after the other coach walks off. He's like, "Do you know why your coach is upset with you?" And his response was, because he knows y'all are better than that. Y'all are taller, y'all are faster, y'all are stronger than him. But he played in the league and he's a dog. And if y'all are better than him, y'all need to show it right here in practice. And I was like, God, dog, like, who talks to people that way? Right? Who has the confidence and reassurance in themselves to the point where they feel like they're comfortable talking to their audience and their players in a way to not only motivate them, but let them know when they're doing something wrong or when they're doing something right. It's honestly, I just feel like this is going to be the coach to kind of watch and see how he develops over time, right? Because it's different. And maybe it's that confidence, right? Maybe it's the confidence. I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, when I look at speeches from other coaches, he almost feels like the motivational speakers that they bring in. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how like they'll bring in a motivational speaker to talk to the players. He feels like the motivational speaker they brought in, but he's the coach. It's insane. But shouts out to Coach Prime, man. He's doing a great job. And I'm interested to see how they do the season. Like I said, I'm not gonna watch the games. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I'm not gonna watch the games. Don't hold me to that. But I will be watching all the highlights. You know what I'm saying? I will be watching all the interviews. I will be watching all the coaching segments because honestly, I can't think of anything that gets me more hype and reassures me in this journey than listening to him speak to his players the way that he does.
Nah, big facts, big facts. Definitely need that. Definitely need that, man. He does sound like the motivational speaker that they hired to come in and do that, like just for that segment. It is crazy. And then thinking about the fact that, oh, that's your coach too. It's like, what? So it's like getting a bonus, like it's a double bonus. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, shout out to him. That's amazing. Everybody need to hear that like every day. A matter of fact, I'm probably gonna look that up and put it on repeat. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So shout out to Coach Prime, man. And like he has a plethora of clips that are online right now. I definitely recommend you guys check them out if you're ever looking for some motivation. But let's talk about Animico or Animoca brands, right? Um Now I haven't really heard of this company. I may have heard of it in passing. So guys, forgive me if I say something incorrect or if I say something that's like slightly off. But I think we can take a quick look at some of their projects. Right, they are the team that built. I mean, when so I'll show this to you guys while I'm looking at it. Right. Let's go here. Let's take a look here, and boom. So this is their current brands and games that they've created. Rec League, right? That's the new fighting game from Yuga. That's one of their projects. Rev Motorsport. This looks fire. I haven't seen it. Just like the images, the sandbox. What can you say about sandbox? So yeah, this is a major company that's in the Web3 space. They have a number of games and collections that are out there that people can participate in. Just so happened that earlier this week, they raised 20 million to build the Mochaverse, right? And the reason I'm showing this to you guys is to show you that there are still people in Web3 building, and they're still being able to create projects and create games and metaverses. I know there's people on Twitter whose favorite topic is the metaverse and digital collectibles and NFT items and games isn't ever going to be a thing or doesn't exist. There are investment firms that are willing to bet 20 million that those people are wrong, right? They're willing to bet 20 million that the metaverse, right, and specific designed projects that have specific designed, and this is the thing, it's about having an environment that's custom to your project, creating a full universe around a project. And that's from the backgrounds, that's to the art, and really being able to differentiate it from other projects. So absolutely, there are people willing to willing to make a $20 million bet that the Mochaverse will be a popular metaverse. And I think that is something that's good for everyone in Web3. They say the rising tide lifts all boats. And so I'm showing this to you guys as a way of being like, I understand that we're deep in the bear market. I understand that right now, crypto, Web3, I understand that this community is the most unpopular to retail that it's ever been. I get that. But the people who are informed like yourself are willing to make these type of bets, and they're willing to go out here and actually participate in this environment, in this climate, right? They're not waiting until Jake Paul is releasing his project, right? They're not waiting till Kim Kardashian shows up. They're not waiting on Shaq commercials, right, before they participate. They're participating right now when no one else does. And that is the difference maker. That's why certain people get the results that they get, is because they show up when fear, uncertainty, and doubt is at its highest. And then they say, you know what? These are people who have been building, and I think that they're going to be able to continue building. JL, what are your thoughts?
Man, they're gonna continue building, like you said, man. They already they're off to a good start as well. But yeah, the investors, man, they're not. It's funny you brought up all those names, right? The reason why it's so funny, because those are the exact names. It's coming. Like, it's coming. Watch, in probably a couple months, they're gonna name everybody you just said, right? And then guess what's gonna happen? Everybody who's been having this weird energy during the bear market, oh man, we're back in the bull, and this. And it's like, man, you should have been investing while the bear was going on, right? You got to see the vision through, right? Because nobody wins. Nobody wins when after the project blows up, right? And then you jump on board as a bandwagon. You're really not winning. You know what I mean? You're not, because you didn't endure anything. The only time you can really receive the benefits and really get the rewards is when you go through, endure, all of the red, all of the blood in the streets. You know what I mean? Because if you didn't endure it then you definitely not gonna get a piece of it now. You know, when Kim Kardashian and all of these different characters come into play, you definitely not gonna get it then, right? So, man, yeah, man, I'm really just looking at crypto in general as like just a huge life lesson, man. Like, because it's really no such thing as not enduring anything and just receiving everything, right? It's just that's just how life works, man. Like you have to endure, and then boom, you have your big break. But yeah, hey man, it's gonna be hell until you get that big break. It's gonna be hell until you get that big break. So I think crypto is here to teach us a valuable life lesson, especially when it comes to its different sectors, because they got different sectors too. Right now, we talking about gaming, but yeah, that's pretty much the story and how it goes. You know what I mean? It's like you got to go back to old school stories such as David and Goliath, right? He had that small pebble, and he's about to throw it. He did, without God, right? He wouldn't have been nothing, and that pebble would have just fell. But he got the code from God that, hey, just believe in yourself. And he threw that pebble and he fell down. You know what I mean? Like, man, that's just the story, man. Like, and it's crazy like that I bring that up because it's just, bro, this whole thing is just a faith journey, bro. Like, it's just all faith. But the thing about it, when it comes to faith, though, you know that you're doing this for a reason, and you know that you sacrifice for a reason. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, you just know you sacrifice for a reason, and so you just keep going, man. You keep going. So yeah, I think what they're doing is amazing, and yeah, you just got to keep going though. Got to keep going because if you stop now, that Amico wouldn't be Amico anymore. That would and trust and believe. This is another thing too, right? Another thing is that once someone stop, right? You've been doing this thing the whole time, right? And then you stop. Better believe when you stop, someone else is gonna quickly jump into your place and continue where you left off. And you're just going to watch them do what you were supposed to be doing. And they're going to become successful. And you're going to be like, man, I shouldn't have stopped. So that's another thing, man. This episode full of lessons today. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, man. We going in, man. We definitely going in. Yo. And so I want to thank everyone for showing up. I feel like we were able to hit some awesome topics. I definitely think we're able to talk about major players in Web3. I think that be on the lookout for, be on the lookout for the Planet Mojo. Really be on the lookout for that Sugar Town, right? Because that is fire. And yeah, I did this and we bring this type of content to you guys because we want to make sure that, yes, there's chaos out there in Web3. Yes, there's going to be chaos in crypto. Yes, there's going to be chaos on your particular chain that you might prefer. That's bound to happen. But at the end of the day, we're here to embrace this technology because we believe that it could change how gaming, how technology, how finance could work in the future. And so knowing that, that's what brings all of us here. Now, right now, our individual sector, the gaming portion is one of the more popular ones, right? But even though crypto in itself is unpopular right now, we know that it's not going to be that way in the future. And just like JL said, we are going to see the band what is it called? The bandwagon. People hop on the bandwagon late like they always do. One of the clear signs that you're in the bull run is when your mom starts asking you about Doge. Luckily, my mom is in the Web3 space, so shout out to her. We already had those Doge conversations, but that's your sign to let you know that when you're in the bull run. I say that to say this, guys. Right now, showing up right now is what creates the momentum for the long run. That's why I don't know if you guys are fans of Nipsey Hussle, he said this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Right? This is a marathon. Nip was someone who used to invest in Bitcoin. He understands that this game is a marathon, and it's not going to be easy, right? Nothing about building in Web3, nothing about participating in Web3 is easy. You're going to have your doubts, you're going to have your FUD. Like I said, that's bound to happen. But if you're able to maintain your vision, if you're able to DCA like some people choose to, if you're able to, do your research and look for the projects out there that resonate with you, then I think that in the long term, you'll be able to find the vision, or the vision that you've been looking for is going to happen. So, like I said, this episode is about major things that are happening in the space. We had a little bit of additional motivation with Coach Prime. And I also want to shout out to everyone that tuned in and anyone that might watch these clips on Twitter and YouTube after the fact. A much appreciation to you guys. And I want to shout out my host, Awesome is JL, the biggest artist in the metaverse. I think he has a new drop coming out this week. Guys, if be on the lookout for that. JL, let them know what's happening, man.
Yeah, man. So I actually got a drop tomorrow. So the drop is actually tomorrow. So I'm on the verge of being the first artist to create what they call a living album. So this living album will just take place, and like I'll keep adding new music to it weekly. And so it plays out kind of like a Netflix TV show, right? So it's like an episodic music album, So in the way it will be set up, it'll be set up in seasons, right? And every 6 songs will be a new act, right? And so it will be 3 acts per season. So yeah, this is something totally different, something totally new that I'm stepping out there and doing. I always wanted, before I even got into Web3 music, I always wanted to do something different music-wise, to have people experience the music in a different way. And so, yeah, this is like right up my alley. So shout out to D-Move. I partnered up with them to do this. So it's amazing. So we'll have a space tomorrow talking about it and actually rolling it out tomorrow. So if you got me on social, check me out, or check me out on my website, awesomesjl.com. I'll have everything pinned up there too as well. But yeah, that's it, man. But yeah, appreciate you chiming in on that and letting the people know too as well.
Of course, man. Anytime. Like that's the thing, man. We're in this community together, and everyone, like if you're doing something that's innovative, I feel like the audience needs to know. In the same way, I'm sure you would tell your audience in the same way, And like I said, definitely check out his release that's coming out tomorrow. Be sure to be on the lookout for the stuff that's happening with Sugar Town guys and the Planet Mojo stuff that's happening. And I think that's it for us. Do we want to go out on some... I feel like we should wrap up with a little bit of Coach Prime, or do we wrap up with that Worlds Within? I don't know, man.
Let's wrap up with some Worlds Within, man. I didn't catch it on the way in. So wrap up with the Worlds Within, but nah, Prime been going off though. He definitely been going off, bro. Definitely been going off.
All right, that's what we'll do. And I definitely butchered Cavelli's name when I went to type it into YouTube. How does it not show up when? Well, so first off, I just want to say that I'm sure I spelled this correctly.
Oh nah, type in Cavelli. Is it K-A? You got K-A, right?
Oh,
yeah,
I butchered that.
Yeah, it's K-A. Yeah, I be getting that sometimes too. But yeah, it's K-A. Once you do the K-A, it should pop up. But it also his name is Cavelli, the Punisher too. But I always just type in the K-A-V-E-L-I.
There it is.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it.
So we'll leave you guys with this. And appreciate everyone tuning in. Shout out to Cavelli. Shout out to my host JL. Shout out to Dr. C. Shout out to Corey Shaw. Yeah. And that's it for us.
It all ends where it begins. And what you call the world we in. It's nothing but a world within. A whole nother world within. It all ends where it begins. And what
what you call the world we in. It's nothing but a world within. I took some nebula I had stored up and mentioned and explore. Way cooler than Dora. In space we moving, no borders. I didn't say no loyalty. That's how players get caught up. In this metaverse, no single mind has outthought us. Look how far we brought us. Stars from stardust. Back then we ain't had no laws, let alone lawyers. But now we got our mission logs to look forward. Navigating through cosmos, pushing toward our ultimate goal. Put our own worlds in orbit, the mission's never aborted. Maybe slightly delayed, and explore knows how to play and how to behave. Right now we chilling in my hollow chamber, jamming my tape. Under promise, over deliver. Our family trait. Since we all avatars, we are vanity safe. I'll translate. A group may be a fan of the traits, but every unit is unique, outstanding, and great. Ay. It all begins where it ends, and it all ends where it begins. And what you call the world we in, it's nothing but a world within. A whole nother world within. It all ends where it begins. And what you call the world we in, it's nothing but a world within. More chapters on the way, closed chapters every day. From 2D to Trey, all our graphics been hitting great. As I travel through space, then I land. We're land awaits if I can. I can't escape, that's the plan. Fate or faith, we terraforming the space on the turf, forming a place we can share. Private or public affairs, we can discuss anywhere with no one there. That's comfy, cozy. Cause you ain't coming to my chamber if you don't know me. Only the homies. Showing love at the social hub. About to go and buy the VR with no plug and explore just because. I can feel the chemistry within the universe, and I get filled with energy. When I combine with divine, that's synergy. Outside and enemy, not wise for beginner, please. It's interesting when worlds collide and scenes intercede. Is it the end of the beginning that was intervened? See, it all begins where it ends, and it all ends where it